Hey guys, it's me again. I just want to do a video about the other books that I'm reading this month, just to kind of show you my other TBR that I'm reading. I just got this book today, Surviving and Thriving with an Invisible Chronic Illness. And like I said before, I do have a chronic illness and it's dysautonomia. The author of this book also has dysautonomia, so it's very interesting to, read a book written by a person who suffers from the same thing that I have. So it's very interesting. And I am literally only a few pages in. I am on page 8 and I've already teared up several times just because the author totally gets it, because she experiences the life that I have. I really hope that the rest of the book is as impactful as the prologue because I'm really liking it. The next book I'm reading is Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I am a Strange the Dreamer fanatic. I love Strange the Dreamer. I have read it 4 times in a year's time, and when this book came out, I actually drove 45 minutes one way to the library that had this where I could pick it up because my local library did not have it. I read the first 200 pages and then I haven't picked it up since because I just don't want it to be over with. So I have like a little less than 300 pages left to read, and I just cannot bring myself to read it because I just don't want it to be over with. But I have to read it soon to get it back to the library because I can't renew it anymore. So I really need to finish this one. The next book is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. It's kind of hard for me to say. I really am only like 14 pages into this one, so I can't really tell you much about it. I know everyone talks about it and I've always put it off and I don't really know why, but I'm currently reading it. So this next book is Part of Your World, A Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell. This is part of the Twisted Tale series that takes different Disney movies and puts a spin on them. In The Little Mermaid, Ariel wins, she gets Eric, and Ursula is, I don't remember if she dies or if she's just banished or whatever. I don't remember what happens. It's been a while. But in this book, Ursula wins, and the Little Mermaid has to go back down to the Sea World where she has no voice. This is set several years later, and Ariel gets word that her father may actually be alive. That's what this book is about, is Ariel coming back, trying to find her father and just seeing the world how it is now, with Ursula being married to Eric and Ursula being in charge, and Ariel doesn't have her voice. It's a very interesting twist, and I'll just leave it at that for right now. The next book I'm going to read is Hidden Bodies by Caroline Kepnes. This is the second book, and I guess the U duology. The U really creeped me out, and I didn't really like it. It just didn't feel right. But I'm reading the second one anyways, just because I want to see what happens. It's one of those things where you just can't look away. The next book is Just Babies, The Origin of Good and Evil. It's also another nonfiction book. It is a study done on infants and toddlers and doing different research studies to see how they react and whether they are innately good or evil, how they choose things. I've only read a little bit so far, and I'm just so fascinated by the things that they've realized by testing these kids and finding these things out, and I'm just fascinated by why people do the things that they do and why people are the way that they are, the sociology and stuff like that. So it's very interesting to me. The next book that I'm going to read this month is The Ocean at the End of the Lane. I have already read this book and I did already rate it 4 stars, but I'm going to reread it just because I couldn't remember hardly anything that it was about, and I know everyone loves it and always references it, and I can't remember it, so I wanted to read it again. Oh, a book that I completely forgot that is part of one of the readathons. It's the borrow-a-thon for Set in the Library. Is called What You Hide by Natalie D. Richards. I've already started reading that, and I am really enjoying it so far. There's a guy that ends up having to do community service at a library, and he meets this girl, and the girl is kind of like ran away from home in a way, and so you can already tell that like they're gonna have a relationship just the way it's written. You can already tell. But at like 10% of the way through, so this is not much of a spoiler, there is a dead body that has been found in the library. You can tell there's gonna be like some sort of relationship, and there's a dead body in the library, and they gotta figure out what's going on, so I'm kind of intrigued. The next one is Whiskey in a Teacup by Reese Witherspoon. I don't really know what it's about, but I think she's kind of cute, so I'm just gonna listen to it. I got it from my library. Another book for my November nonfiction is The Road to Character, which I mentioned before. that I think is some sort of a self-help book. I don't really know much about it. Another book I have is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It is 559 pages long, so I hope to be able to read that this month. The next one I have is The House on Mango Street. I believe that is also on Books and Lala's list, as well as The Secret History of Us. The next book I have is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and I haven't read the book yet. And I kind of avoided the hype train that came along with that book just because it was such a hype train and I kind of wanted to just experience it myself. Then I saw a clip from the movie that just came out recently and I really liked that clip that I saw, so now I'm really interested in actually reading the book and seeing the movie. So those are all the books that I know that I will finish this month. I'm sure there's probably some other ones that I will finish as well. I did get more books from the library based off of books that Kayla mentioned, and I can just quickly show you those because I don't know if I'm actually going to read them or if they're just going to go back to the library or if I'm going to hold on to them for the next 6 weeks. I don't know. So the first book is The Perfect Girl by Gilly Macmillan, and The Trees Crept In by Dawn Kurdikich. Still Life with the Tornado by A.S. King. I know nothing about this book other than that Kayla likes it. Witchwood by Tahira Mafi. I read the first book and I liked it, and I've been meaning to pick up the second one, so I will read this one at some point. And the last book that I picked up today from the library is The Love That Split the World by Emily Henry. And this is another one of those books that I've picked up before and I ended up having to take it back to the library because I didn't have enough time to read it. So maybe I'll get to it this month. Maybe I'll get to it this year. I don't know. So that is the rest of my November TBR, in addition to the video I already did with my November readathon TBR, and hopefully I can get through all these this month. If not, then they'll just get pushed on until the library wants them back. But I hope y'all are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.